All right. Hey, everyone. TJ here. And I figured I would give you guys a end of week update, share with you what's going on with the writing career and the writing stuff, and then just share with you guys my thoughts on the week. As some of you may know, some of my old troops, some of my friends, I definitely like to reflect on things and think about things. And I figure I might as well share my thoughts with you guys, and hopefully it helps someone else out. So, some updates for the writing stuff. As of today, book two in the Project Monmouth series just hit 110,000 words on that series. When I first started writing it, I projected a huge book, 200,000 words. I wanted this thing to be massive, but as I've kind of gotten into the book more, I feel like the book is not that length, and I don't want to force the book to be a certain length. Right now, as authors, we kind of have different intensity levels. You sometimes you want a lot of intensity at the beginning to hook a reader, and then you bring them back down, you allow the story to decompress and you carry on with some of the details. You share some of those details over time. I think with book two, it starts out not necessarily with a lot of intensity, but it then intensifies a very good amount. It comes down and decompresses, and then it continues to go in intensity and decompression throughout the entire story for the most part. And I feel like in writing that, I'm at this point where the book is probably almost to the end. Like I'm seeing the finish line, how it's going to turn out, and I feel like it's just naturally there at the size that it should be. So it may not be as large as I wanted it to be originally, but I feel like the intensity of the story, the connection of the characters, the emotional connection, I think it's all there naturally. So 110,000 is where we're at right now. I'm excited about that. Happy about that. And then as I reflected back a little bit, that brought me to 618,000 words in my writing career so far. So that's just a major accomplishment that I'm grateful for. Happy to see that. So yeah, that's been a great update as far as the writing side. As far as other things in the production side, right now I am hoping to kind of plan out doing a Patreon in the middle of August timeframe. Um, and the reason for that really is when I started down this path, a lot of things in my life changed, but I had some money set aside to dedicate to this venture. And my thoughts, of course, were I'm going to continue to write, I'm going to continue to go down this path, and then the books will be able to self sustain themselves. And we're just unfortunately not at that point. And I know the one or two readers that have been really vocal with me behind the scenes, they're really loving the Dying Breed series. And so my thoughts are, well, if we can work on getting the Patreon set up, supporters who want to support the effort can have access to not just the Dying Breed stories, which, we're at 4 books practically, but then we'll have 2 books within the Project Monmouth series that people can read and hopefully enjoy. I think you'll enjoy it. So that's where I'm looking at potentially August that the Patreon will potentially go up. The other part about that is, both the Dying Breed series and Project Monmouth series, I wrote with a mature content or a mature audience in mind. And one of the things that I've reflected on is how I wanted to write a series that I felt could be a teen series. I wanted to write a series or at least a book where people could give it to their kids, or a son and dad could sit down together and listen or read through it. You could give it to friends, kids, cousins, nephews, whatever. And so I've been thinking about that a lot and trying to figure out what series I could do. And I think I have a series um, in mind that is going to really do that. So I've started to develop that story to give my creative mind something else to focus on outside of Project Monmouth when I'm writing. The other part about that that's exciting is there was another author I was talking to about it who basically broached the subject of, do you want to do a collaboration, or would you be interested in doing a collaboration? So that individual and I are working behind the scenes right now on kind of the storyboard, the world building process, getting all the things behind the scenes set up, and taking it step by step to see, is this a collaboration that we really want to work together on? Um, that way we can both help each other grow, right? As iron sharpens iron. This author has skill sets and strengths that I don't necessarily have, and I have some strengths that I could potentially help the effort. So the collaboration effort is kind of going on behind the scenes while I wrap up book 2 of the Monmouth series. So I'm excited about that. So that's kind of the updates on the writing stuff, honestly. And as far as personal stuff, I've really been working on words of self affirmation. And I know, we talk about the love language, words of affirmation when it comes to your partner. But one of the things that I've really been thinking about over the last couple of weeks was my own words of self affirmation. And what I started to think about is how in the past I would speak of myself in a very negative tone. And, whether it's a joking matter or a serious matter, I found myself really beating myself up vocally in how I would describe myself. And over the last couple of weeks, I've seen a lot more reels, a lot more videos, and interviews being conducted where researchers talk about how the brain doesn't distinguish the difference between a joke, and it doesn't distinguish a difference between words of meaning. And so when we are speaking about ourselves in these negative tones, the brain is hearing that and the brain is latching onto it. And so what I've started to do is, it's not necessarily every day, it's maybe every day to every other day. I have a list of words on my mirror. And so as I get going throughout the day, I will normally stop, and I timed it. It's only about 2 minutes that it takes me, but I start reading through that list. TJ, you are valuable. TJ, you have great skills. TJ, you are strong. TJ, you are creative. And I continue to say these things to myself in the mirror, knowing that my brain is listening to this, knowing that my brain is trying to comprehend, hey, what's going on? What is all this being said? And what I've come to find is, when I started to utilize this regimen of words of self affirmation, I've started to see a little bit of progress in my own mental health and my emotional health as well. Whereas when you're dealing with these struggles of worth or purpose, having yourself tell yourself these things really reinforces this, reinforces these positive traits, these positive thoughts. And so I started to do that regimen of just telling myself, hey, TJ, you're a great story writer. You're a great communicator. TJ, you're dependable. TJ, you're flexible, whatever it is. And what I've also found is, it's one thing for you to say these words of self affirmation, it's another thing when you pair it with action. And so, as I've gone down the writing journey and as I've started to incorporate these things, I feel like having those goals, having those ambitions of writing and pursuing those goals when paired with those words of self affirmation have really reinforced kind of a mental health baseline. As other things are going on in my life and other things, whether it's a negative or whatever, having those words of self reflection and affirmation have just helped me stay focused on the goal, stay focused on those things overall. So, yeah, life is good. Life is always filled with ups and downs, right, guys? It's just, whether it's up or down, you've got to stay focused on those things that matter to you and the pursuit of them. So, the pursuit of the writing stuff is going well. And every day waking up, having to tell yourself, hey, today's another day to go after this goal. So, yeah, that's kind of my thoughts for the week. That's the status of everything going on in the books. I'm excited for the future because I think Monmouth is going to be a fun series for people to enjoy, but I'm excited for this third project. And when you get to kind of work in a cooperative environment with another author, it allows me to learn more skills, teach more skills, hopefully to that author, that we both become better. but also it should give me some time to where I can also work on the Dying Breed series. So, yeah, Monmouth is going well. Dying Breed is still there. Hopefully an August Patreon with multiple tiers so that you guys can support in different ways. Oh yeah, Lucas. Lucas is asking, there's a third project. What did I miss? Bro, there's a third project in the works, man. I'm excited for it. So for those of you who remember, Lucas is my development editor. So yeah, I kind of gave him a little bit of surprise because he doesn't even know about this project. So I'm excited for this. But yeah, guys, things are good. I hope everyone is doing well. Keep you guys heads up, man. Keep focusing on the goals. Keep finding your purpose in life, and don't give up. Don't give up. So thanks everyone for your support. Yeah, man, it's bro, it's still a little bit under wraps. I'll give you a call here on the back end and let you know. So it's exciting. I'm super excited about this. And yeah, so I'll give you a call here in a little bit. But everyone, thanks so much for your support, guys. Seriously, it means so much. Definitely feel free to keep sending your feedback on the books as you read them. Share with friends and family, whoever you know that loves fantasy. That it's always appreciated. So, all right. I don't know if I'll have an update for you guys next week, but if not, I will catch you guys later. All right.